Taking the values of atomic masses from the tables, find the maximum kinetic energy of beta particles emitted by Be10 and the kinetic energy of recoiling daughter. So let's write the equation. So Be10 is having a beta minus decay. So the resultant is B plus 10 plus E minus plus antineutrino. Now, because we need to find the maximum kinetic energy of beta particle, we can assume that kinetic energy of neutrino must be 0. So for maximum kinetic energy of electron of antineutrino may be assumed 0. Now, writing our Q value. So that is MBE minus MB into C square. So not MB plus, it is MB. So these are the values which we are going to see from the tables. So we saw that in the previous problem, A part, that in a beta minus decay, Q value is this. So in terms of masses of the atoms. So this energy is used for final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. And initially BE is at rest. So we can assume that. So this becomes 0. So we solve this, putting the values from the back. You can see that here. So this comes to be this. And final kinetic energy means the energy between this and this. So again, the kinetic energy of boron we can assume to be 0 because mass of boron is very high compared to electron. So electron will contain most kinetic energy. So I'll just show you that small proof in the next page. So compared to electron, the kinetic energy of boron will be almost 0. So now we have got the kinetic energy of electron. So kinetic energy of boron can be written as P square by 2mb. P is the momentum. So I have drawn this. So momentum of B plus must be equal to momentum of electron. So kinetic energy of boron we are assuming to be almost 0, but momentum we cannot assume to be 0 because momentum of boron is going to be same as momentum of electron. So kinetic energy can be written in terms of momentum, that is P square by 2mb, and P, so we don't, P will be, P of boron is same as P of electron, that is 2me into T. So this is the kinetic energy of electron which we just calculated here. So this becomes Me by MB into T. So Me by MB into T, which gives our answer 30.7 electron volt. Now let's quickly see why we are able to make this assumption. So we'll take it with an example. So finding velocities when one particle is very large compared to other. So let's say we have these two particles and they go in opposite directions because of some explosion or something, such that the momentum is conserved, and our assumption which we took is that kinetic energy of this bigger mass will be almost 0 compared to kinetic energy of this mass. So let's see how that is true. So problem, there is an explosion and energy is released as this much joules. So what is the velocity of the bigger mass? So for quick approximate answer, we will give whole energy to lighter particle 2 kg. So V2 becomes root 2T by M2. So T is the total energy of the explosion. So we'll do that and we'll see answer comes to be 1000.5 meter per second. And now by momentum conservation, because we need to find V1. So V1 will be M2V2 by M1. So M2 is 2, V2 we just calculated, and M1 is 2000. That gives V1 is equal to this much. So this is how we used approximation by giving the whole energy to the lighter particle. Now to find the accurate answer, we need to write the proper equations for both energy and momentum. So momentum conservation, 2000 V1 is equal to 2V2. So this is just like this. But energy conservation, this time we have to write the energy of V1 also. So half M1 V1 square plus half M2 V2 square is equal to this total energy. And from 1 and 2, we'll find the value of V1 by getting rid of V2, and we get V1 is equal to 1 meter per second and V2 is equal to 1000 meter per second. So you can see that they are not significantly different when we took the assumptions. So that's why we are, and here the mass is 1000 times. So when initial momentum, okay, this is a note that here we got pretty, here we did not have to do too much work, but when initial momentum is non-zero, then accurate method is even more lengthy. So use approximate method to get velocities quickly. So here, so if initially they would have some momentum, then we will have another term here, and initial energy terms also we will have to write here. So these equations will become very complicated. So for quick approximate answers, that's what we need to do. So give the whole energy to the lighter particle and find the velocity of that lighter particle, and then by momentum conservation, find the velocity of the larger particle. So that's what we did here. So you can see that we have an electron and a boron nucleus. So you can see here itself. So this is the mass of electron upon mass of boron. So you can see that this is almost 10,000 times larger, this mass of boron. So if it is that big, so here we saw that just when it was just 1000 times larger, then also answers were very near to each other. And here the difference is 10,000 times. So our assumption is valid. So we are going to use this assumption again and again in next few problems. So be familiar with this concept. All right.